Why do we always start like this? Because honestly, guys, we are professionals. Why must you always, like literally people, this is what happens in studio. Literally just before the show, these guys decide to do silly things. Jessie will want to meow into the mic and the producer gives me 5 seconds. So, yeah, no. But anyway, good morning to everybody who's watching in the morning. It is the 11th of August. It is currently 4 minutes past 9 here in Johannesburg, South Africa. The weather is good. I love August weather, not just because it's my birthday month, but I just love August weather, not also because people say it's baby making weather. I wouldn't know.
Wow, come on.
So I just want to say that, I just love August weather because it's just got that vibe about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like I can go and explore in the winelands and stuff like that with this weather. But without any further ado, because I know that you guys didn't come here to hear all of those things, I'm going to introduce you first and foremost to my trusty sidekick. On my right, your left, Mr. Miller. Hello.
Top of the morning. What's happening, Leandra? What's happening to everyone that is joining us around the world? Top of the morning, top of the afternoon, and top of the evening. Man, like Leandra said, it's a beautiful day outside. It's autumn. It's
winter.
Still winter,
Yeah.
but going into
Spring.
going into spring.
Where did autumn?
I'm in autumn.
No.
I see
yet.
what you're saying, though, bro.
But you get what I'm saying, huh?
Yeah, autumn is coming sometime soon,
Yeah.
so it's fine. It doesn't matter.
But isn't it usually
Yeah.
winter and then
No,
Autumn
no.
and then
Something
spring,
and
then
Yeah,
summer.
yeah, guys.
I don't know, maybe I got it
Your
messed up.
seasons are
Die.
for
Yo. What?
Hey? Repeat, please.
But nonetheless, man.
Can you say
man,
what?
That's what we do here on the Wednesday warm up. It's all about fun. It's all about, the vibes. And we got the vibe queen here today, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm good. How you doing, Lee? Are you good?
I'm good. I wasn't going to cuss. I wasn't going to swear. Just to say, we already covered this topic, guys.
I love that
We already
one.
covered this topic. What does the Bible say about cussing? Okay,
you're
so I
right.
wasn't
No, you're
going to swear.
I was going to say fudge.
Yeah,
Come on.
no. Yo, your seasons are fudged up, man. Okay, on my left-hand side, you know him. But anyway, good morning, Jezza. What's happening?
What's happening?
Good hellos. I almost wanted to start like Mr. Miller there. Eh? Top of the evening, top of the morning, top of the... Yeah, but yeah, no, good morning to everybody out there, everybody watching. I don't know if we have international guests anymore. But if we still do, good morning to you too. Good evening to you. But yeah.
Now, we definitely do have international guests. We actually got some feedback last week from people overseas
Okay.
with regards to the show that they watch. So
Yeah,
we
no.
still do
fighty,
have.
fight.
No, it wasn't fighty fight. It was just some good discourse.
Yeah.
Good morning, Jay Paris. Hello, how are you?
What's happening today?
There's no camera. You
Yeah.
must turn the camera onto you like this. Or come stand in
Okay,
front of the
stop.
camera.
Yeah,
Just
man,
be like,
I don't think it will work. Nah, let's not do that.
Just see nose in the camera.
Don't be way too close. What's happening? Let's try this real quick.
yeah. Come on, Jay. Come on. Improvise.
Ladies.
What's Gucci? What's
Hey!
Thank you so much for I was gonna say for having me, but I'm not the guest.
No.
My bad. But yeah, it's about to be an amazing show. At least today we do have a guest.
Yeah.
It's just been us for like the past month or so.
Yeah, no, it's
fighting,
just been us.
cussing,
Yo.
going at each other, but
Drinking, smoking.
But today
Living
we
young and wild and free, eh?
facts. But today we have a guest, and I'm excited
Yes,
about
yes.
that. Bless up.
I also just want to say, Jay, I love your new hair.
Yeah, I was
it's
looking-
looking
it
good.
looks-
It's
it
looking
looks
good.
Come on.
Healthy.
It
Come
looks-
on.
Thank you.
And listen.
Yeah, please
guys,
share your hair secrets
I
with
need
us
to tell
because
you
I
this.
clearly need an intervention.
What's shampoo?
I need to tell you this. Jay was on another level this weekend at Chad's wedding.
At whose
The-
wedding? Chad.
Chad's wedding. And I'm telling you, the way this guy was walking,
Hey, man.
I'm telling you, we had to address him as Sir.
Hey.
Jay Paris.
But you
Jay
know what?
Paris.
I love Jay's videos. If you have Jay on Insta, his videos are the funniest, man. You just see him here.
Hey, hey.
What about?
Yes,
What
yes,
about
yes.
it?
It's and those
Say,
bedroom
hey,
eyes,
hey,
those
hey,
bedroom
hey,
eyes.
hey.
Hey, that's what we're talking about.
Listen,
But
yeah, the
anyway,
homie is single, okay? So the homie is still
he's
trying to
allowed
get,
to do
you know.
it. No, it's
he's
cool,
he's
Jay.
allowed to
It's
do
you
it.
do
You know?
you
We
do
think
best.
he's single.
So we somewhat
I
just
don't know.
Come on, Jess. Come
so
on,
let's
Jess.
somewhat just put Jay's handles up on let's
Yeah,
put the plug there.
Producer,
It's
can
at-
you also put his phone number?
It's at JX Paris
That's
on,
right.
on Instagram, ladies.
Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry, Jay. Are we allowed to? Put
Are we
it out
allowed
there?
to put it out there?
Already
Yeah.
put it there.
Okay,
Now you're
sorry.
asking.
Okay.
No, we
but I
wanna
just
hear from you. Is it
I just
okay?
wanna know. Is it good? Okay.
Don't shake your head. You can say yes through the
Yeah, it's
mic.
cool.
Okay. Because just now he shakes his head and then he comes back and says, "This is what's happened."
Hey,
but anyway,
he's
guys.
getting a phone call later.
Hey.
Tracy, are you telling the people you're single?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
hey.
Oh,
You
Nah,
tell
Je-
the
Jessie
people
knows.
so
you're
this is
Jessie
how
knows.
it is, hey? This is how
Don't
it
put
is.
it up, bro. Don't put it up. Jesse knows. The pastor spoke.
single. Baby, forget it. Don't ever think of calling me baby again. Please.
No, but we know Jay's charms.
Yeah,
so
we
he's
know
going
that
to
one.
spin her with a story. Gauw,
Yeah,
gauw.
yeah.
Real quick.
Come on.
Real quick.
Je
But
pépé.
listen, guys, we don't want to waste any further time. So let's get straight into this. We've got this segment here on the Wednesday warm up where we tell you all the hot topics. So we're going to go into it. It's called Breaking News. The headlines.
Jacob Zuma too ill with life-threatening medical emergency court years. So doctors treating former President Jacob Zuma have been given until August 20th to submit a detailed report on his medical condition. So the report handed in said Zuma had suffered a traumatic injury in November last year. It had gone untreated because of his court appearances and incarceration and was now a life-threatening medical emergency which could take up to 6 months to be dealt with. So this is basically what's happening. We some of us knew that this is what will take place because he doesn't want to go to jail.
Yeah, no.
And I mean, yeah.
I mean, yeah, the injury happened in November last year. Sorry, I'm just trying to do the math. The injury happened in November
Well, we
last year.
understand,
They said
yeah.
it wasn't treated because, he had to appear in court and stuff. But this Jacob Zuma, I know, didn't even appear in court. So I'm just confused. And then in August, it says that it's been so bad, that it's got
life-threatening.
It's life-threatening.
And it can only take 6 months
And
to be
it's-
dealt with.
Yo, wow.
So
Hey.
that's 6 months
He's
of the
old,
15
shame.
of his
Sure.
sentence.
He is old, shame. Okay.
Okay, but nonetheless, second topic here on the breaking news segment: climate change. IPCC report is code red. Is code red for humanity. Human activity is changing the climate in unprecedented and sometimes irreversible ways. A major UN scientific report has said. So this is the sober assessment of our planet's future has been delivered by the UN's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, a group of scientists whose findings are endorsed by the world government. So basically we've seen that according to the UN chief, we have now moved into code red for humanity. But if we act fast with CO2 emissions, greenhouse gases could stabilize.
Okay. Okay.
And
cool.
then also what has been trending this week,
Something positive.
Yeah,
something
we've got-
positive.
Nah, this one is.
This one is positive. It is official, ladies and gentlemen. Lionel Messi signs a 2-year deal with none other than Paris Saint-Germain, PSG. And that's some positive news right there.
Fire!
So for all the football lovers that are joining us, and if you a supporter of Lionel Messi, we just don't want to see you wearing a PSG shirt because you are a Barcelona supporter. So
Yo, the shade.
we're
shade
just
is
putting it
real.
out there, because they said you are a Cristiano Ronaldo fan,
You go.
you go where he moves, and it was like okay, sharp. But now we want to see
Yeah.
if that's gonna happen as well.
Okay, cool. Right. Guys, listen,
Going
man.
to happen.
Because the thing is, if
No doubt.
if I allow this conversation to go any
facts.
further,
That's what I'm just
it's
trying
going to be a problem, eh? So we've got a special guest here this morning. I
Come
know
through, come
Hey
through.
man, as Mel Yo Piao.
Yeah,
Okay, Mel Yo Pal. For our international guests, that is Mel, your friend. Okay, Yo Pal means friend. Yo Pal means friend, and Yo is your. So it's Mel, your friend. So I'm gonna introduce her to you. I'm so excited to have you on the show, friend. Wow, wow. We've been talking about this, have we not? And I've been saying I want to bring you on the show. I want to bring you on the show. And I'm sure you were thinking to yourself, this is just a lot of talk. Okay. But anyway, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys. It's such a vibe listening to you guys. I feel like I'm there, even though I'm not there physically. It's such a vibe just to hear you guys when we both there in studio. So I'm very good this morning, and I'm honored to join you guys.
Man, it's such a pleasure having you here, Mel. So, oh, we must continue talking. So the guys don't really know. I'm just looking at my producer. He's busy saying something, but I can't exactly make out what he's trying to say. But so I was so excited. I'm telling you, I was like, yo, Mel is coming. So excited that I even wore my Arendsvlei badge, because how do I have... No, can I tell you something? This is what we received at the launch party, okay? I didn't steal props. You. Okay, Juffrou Sasha, I see you. You now want to take my files out. You want to discipline me all of a sudden. Huh? What is this?
I'm laughing at you guys. This is so beautiful.
The sarcasm for me. So, listen,
yeah.
Mr. Miller, you don't know much about Mel either, neither does Jezzo. So
Yeah.
we're going to allow Mel to just introduce herself to everybody. So Mel, let us know, who is Melissa de Vries-Joseph? It is such a long name, but I feel like, there's power in the name. So let us know, who is Melissa de Vries-Joseph?
So Melissa Vries-Joseph, all the way from Blackie, the small place in Cape Town. People normally say that I'm Westies. Well, I'm from there. I love the entertainment industry. I love acting. I do presenting as well, and I love dancing. And yeah, I'm just a young lady who's trying to reach for dreams, and honored and grateful to God that I can do what I love. Yeah, I'm also married. We have a bird that might be involved in the interview, so she thinks I speak to her when I speak to people. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Awesome. You said you had a bird. Is the bird like an actual bird or
What kind of bird?
what kind of bird?
Oh, it's actually a Jeff's bird, but it's a parrot, a small one, a small little parrot.
Okay.
But she's closed up now, but whenever I do call, she's always answering. And
Really? So she speaks and everything.
not knowing that I'm awesome. You said you had a bird. Sorry?
So she speaks and everything.
Well, she's busy. Yeah, she's still young, but she's repeating what we say. In her mind, she's saying stuff, but
Nah, that's awesome.
So you know what? The sad thing about all this that we said right now is that we see here that the viewers are saying that they can't hear the guest. So we're just gonna sort out the situation back there. They'll give me an indication for when we are ready. But I just wanna brag a little bit about Mel and who she is. So for those of you who did not hear her, Mel says that she is from Blackheath, correct? Am I on there now? Okay. I hear all the sound, so we've got audio now, so that's good. But anyway, Mel, I'm so sorry if I'm gonna have to ask you to do this again. Introduce yourself again. Come on, girl. That's what I'm talking about. That's the attitude that I love. Same energy, please, from the top.
From the top. So, hi guys, my name is Melissa de Vries-Joseph. I'm all the way from Blackie, the small town in Cape Town. No one knows where it is, but yes, I'm that girl that's from there. So I grew up. I'm gonna give you guys a bit of more detail. When you get a second take, you try and do it better. I
Yes,
used to
come
be
on.
a intense tomboy. Used to play with the boys. When it's cricket season, you play cricket. When it's soccer season, you play soccer. I was a good runner, so whenever I lose in cricket, I would be like, let's run so I can win. Very competitive. Had my own mini radio show. Used to record myself on cassettes when I was younger. Grew up. Thought I was gonna do business. That was the vision. Never thought acting was for me, but I always liked it. And then eventually started taking classes in acting and presenting. Started dancing, competing, and yeah, I'm still going. I'm married, like I said, and we've got a parrot. That's
And
just
you've got a
it.
parrot.
Cat.
Amazing.
Cat.
Your kid.
It's just that.
What is your parrot's name?
Well, at first, we thought it was a boy. We got him as Jack. And then we found out it's the girl now. She's Jackie.
Jackie. Okay. Was it like Jack Sparrow? What did you were you going for that vibes?
It wasn't our choice. We got him like as Jack, you know. But I
Oh.
always in the morning I say hello, mama, and now she does that to me. She's like hello, mama. I do this thing where I say call people mama. So I would just be like yes, mama, hello, mama, and now she does that thing. She says hello, mama.
I love it. So Mel, I just want to, if you don't mind, you said that you also loved athletics. Can you just relay the story that you told us in the green room once, please, about your amazing athlete's foot? Can you just tell our viewers about
I
that?
forgot about
That
it.
is
Listen,
terrible.
hey, you see, I'm very passionate about athletics. So I was a runner. I think I was fairly good. I, our team, our relay team, we got Western Province colors, you know, and I was really passionate about it. Anyway, long story short, I started doing spiritual dancing at church. I'm Afrikaans. I know my English is really well, but I'm actually Afrikaans. And in church, I've had this English friend, and she was like, talking, and I'm the kind of person I like to get involved when you speak. So when you speak and you say something, I'm gonna be like, yo, no way, huh? You know, that's me. So as she
Hype
was
man, let's
going,
get it.
she was telling me a story about a brother that has athlete feet, and I was like, what? No way, me too, man. I was to have, I mean, the stop, because I'm, like I said, I'm very passionate about it, and I didn't even allow. And she looked at me like, why are you excited about this? And I'm like, bruh, I do 100, 200, 400, and 800 meters, girl. You know what's sad? She never corrected me. We stopped being friends. And in my mind, athletic feats is like you fast, you run, you know. But I mean, a few years ago, I found out that it's not that.
I love it.
I stopped running.
So somewhere there, this is a lesson that you
Wow.
need to pick your friends wisely, because if they cannot correct you on these things, they are not true friends. Is that not true?
Not your friend. Also, I had to work on myself listening. Acting does that. Listening, let her complete the sentence, but she was taking too long, so yeah.
Wow, so awesome.
So not only do you have athletes' feet, but you also have dancers' feet. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I do. So I always love dancing. I mean, like I said it yesterday as well. Where I come from in Blackheath, we don't have, that wasn't like a thing, you know. We couldn't really go. There was no dance class in our community. We didn't have it in school. So I started doing spiritual dancing at church. That was the closest I got to dancing. And eventually when I got a car and I could drive, I started taking dance classes, and I started competing because I love the battle vibe. And eventually I got to represent South Africa in United States at Hip Hop International. And dancing kind of took me to a few places, South Korea, China, Japan, and whatever. But I must say, you don't start off strong. I mean, I remember going to Las Vegas and I lost hard. We were 200 people. I mean, I didn't even make it through at all. You know, if I think back on my first days of battling, it's so whack. So that keeps you grounded. But yeah, I love dancing. It's a cool way a form of expression, and also a cool way to stay fit.
Cool. Any questions from you guys?
Well, I think for me, I just want to know, where exactly does the Vibe Queen come from? Where did you get the name? Was it a friend? Yeah, because I know that you're all about the vibe. So where exactly did that come from?
So I just want to put a disclaimer. I gave her that name.
Yeah,
Oh.
man.
I gave her the name
Right
Vibe
here,
because
bro.
now she's just like,
Oh, awesome. No, but you came through and you were like, the first thing that you said was, I like the vibes. I feel like I'm there already. But I think I get the whole gist of the story because of the energies that you guys exchanged while being on set and everything. You know, I can basically agree with her that you make a vibe queen. I think that.
I think that Shout out.
I just wanna say, so Mel and I have had many memorable moments on set. I'm telling you. And in fact, Mel and I are the founders of this group called the Flying Squad.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a three-member squad. It's myself, it's Mel, and it's Jawahir, which is
Jawahir.
yeah, she's on site Worcester.
Oh.
She plays
So almost like a Destiny's Child kind of.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So it's
Also very like not everyone's part of it. We can't just be part of it.
yeah. It's definitely an exclusive group. It's an exclusive group. So Mel,
So
would
what's the criteria to get into this group?
you see, this is the thing. Mel is going to explain that to you now. Mel, can you just let them know, please, about this group and how critical it is? Like, yo, it's definitely an exclusive members only group.
Okay.
Definitely. So you guys want me to give some insight on that quickly? So I thought that okay, yeah. So basically on set, when you're on set, you know, you get the leads and the people that they say leads, but it's actually not lead. But I mean, yeah, they they just use that word to make them feel a certain way. But they are obviously always on set, and a lot of the times they don't need certain actors on stage. But I'm just using that line. I'm just explaining it in this way so other people don't get offended. So then they don't need certain people on set, and then they will tell us to fly. So
Yeah.
we can fly Leah, we can fly Mal, and we can fly Jawahir. We don't need them there. So that means you're not on set. You're going to sit in the green room while they're shooting. You know what I mean? And that's a tough job. To fly, to be flown out and not be needed. Just think about it. Like, I mean, you guys won't get it because it's not, like I said, it's not for everyone. It's a tough
Wow.
to be able just to sit in a scene and nod your head
Yeah.
and nod your head. Like, look at that nod there. Look at Leah nodding. She's the nod queen actually in the fam. So yeah, the Flying Squad is it's really high level. It's international at
Wow.
this point.
No,
I mean,
makes sense.
Beyonce started there, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
They're all, I mean, we don't like to
To
throw
brag.
names, but yeah, we are the founders of that squad. It's yeah. Very
No, it must be really high level.
No,
Yeah.
I think I was part of the flying squad then,
Okay.
because I've been an extra in a few things as well, you know. So.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I'm saying I'm a flying squad
Yeah.
because
You like, I see it.
yes, I think I'm above yous.
Yeah, you have to let people feel.
I'm not trying to make you
about
feel
that.
like you're not
But
wanted or
it's not
anything.
about us, it's about you.
Yes, yes.
We want you to
Even
feel-
though you're the guest. yeah,
Like that.
yeah.
So yeah, no, it was I'm telling you, it was like Mel was saying, you know, you need a specific calling in order to be part of the Flying Squad. It's a calling. And Mel, myself, and Jawahir, we were so professional at what we did. I mean, we already knew, like, when the director is going to say fly. We were so, and you know, because, and we worked on our craft as the Flying Squad like that. And I'm just so grateful that I could be part of that group. But now look at the Flying Squad now.
Look at who's flying. You know, you speak it over your life. My God.
I love that. Positivity.
So,
But Mel, your journey, we want to know where did all of this start? Well, firstly, a lot of people talk about the acting bug. So we're gonna go to the acting segment now. I don't know, is it a bug or what was the encounter for you, and what was that one? Is there a significant moment, or do you think it's just an amalgamation of moments that has brought you on the path of acting?
wow, I think that's, like I said, I always wanted to do acting. And I mean, watching TV when I was younger, I didn't think that it was for me. It was only for those people that I see on TV. And then eventually I started working. I studied business. And at work, we used to have these fundraisers, and I used to produce little shows for us to do, you know. And my manager, whose partner at the time was an acting coach, and he was like, Mal, you should really get into acting, you know, you really, I mean, and then I started taking classes. Obviously, first time my classes wasn't, I wasn't great. at it. But I mean, yeah, I started taking classes and I never stopped, to the point where finally, like now I mean, doing things. And I mean, I still feel like I think with acting, you always feel like you have to work on yourself. So I think it's many moments. Dancing also got me to do Bring It On, which is an atmosphere that I really loved. I realized I really love being on set. I really love portraying characters, giving hope, and being part of telling stories. So it's definitely many moments, and not just one day that I woke up. I think it's something I always like doing, like I said, but I never thought that it was possible. But now this feeling won't go away. I feel like it's like it's inside of me, and I won't stop no matter how many rejections, no matter how many auditions castings I don't get. I don't think I'll ever stop to the point where we are producing our own films, because the vision is bigger than me. It's not just about me, but about giving hope to other people watching.
Yes.
And hoping that you can tell relatable stories.
So you on Bring It On, which is an international movie, right? And that was something big for you. But I want to speak about this expectation that we have, and a lot of the times, and we always used to speak about this in our private time. You have this expectation. You know what you are capable of, even though like with the acting classes. And I love that you mentioned acting classes, because I think that for people who are watching aspiring actors and performers and artists, it's so important to keep working on your craft and not just to feel like you've arrived. You know what I'm saying? And funny enough, we are the flying squad, but we never ever feel like we arrived. We never feel like we reach a destination. We're always flying, and flying to higher heights. Come on now, speak it. But what I want, you spoke about working on your craft, but this expectation that you have, you got in on this international gig. It was big. It was amazing. And then after that, there's just nothing anymore. And what does that do to you, and how do you as a performer keep your spirits up? Like you were saying, rejection is part of our job. Like we've had more rejections than acceptances, and you just do audition after audition after audition after audition. But how do you keep that momentum? How do you keep your energies up? How do you stay positive? How do you do that?
Beautiful question, Leah. I love the passion that you asked me that with. I mean, there's no way that I can't answer this with passion. But you know what I realized through this journey so far is that your intentions is very important. It's that why I'm doing this. I would question myself in the days where like today is my a kind of off day for me. So can you guys hear the bird?
I can hear it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. She thinks that it's her interview. She's closed up though. But anyway, so how I stay positive is basically knowing why I'm doing it, why I started. A lot of prayer, guys. Literally writing down my dreams, writing down the goals. And also while I'm waiting, I'm working on myself, working on my craft. Like I said, I am staying in class, I am. And a lot of times people think with being an actress, you just go on TV. It's not that easy, So while I wait, I work on my craft. And that keeps me motivated. Like I said, try and produce our own films. And that keeps me excited. And I'm still busy with my degree, my acting degree. So I'm busy prepping for my exam. So I try and keep busy, I watch interviews of other actors, how they stay motivated, but also self-care is important. So it's really understanding why I'm doing it. It's not about the hype. It's not about the fame, but it's about the intention of telling stories, giving hope. And also it excites me. So whether I'm on set or whether I'm at home reading a monologue, reading a play, it still excites me,
Cool.
So yeah. I hope that makes sense.
Definitely makes sense. So you'd also you also a producer yourself. And I feel like in this industry, you have to be a hybrid. You can't just depend on one thing. Like if you are waiting for that big role to come to you, I've got news for you. That role is not just going to fall into your lap. And while you're waiting, what are you doing? You spoke about preparation in the meantime, equipping yourself. You are working on your degree. Big ups to you. I just want to say congratulations on that and all of the best with your exams, man.
You're gonna kill it.
It's so important to keep that momentum and to keep working on yourself. Self-care, like you said. And sometimes self-care is not just pampering yourself. Self-care is equipping yourself with knowledge. That's also self-care, because if you don't care about yourself, you don't feel the need to constantly learn. But you speak about producing. So tell us about that journey. How has that been, and how is that different to anything else that you do? Because I mean, you were choreographer, you were dancer, you work with kids in the community, you do workshops with other artists, with other dancers. You've traveled across the world going to dance workshops, which you'll also get, and how is it different to South Africa? But I want to know from a producer's point of view, how is that different, and how has navigating that journey been like for you? You also produced your own short film recently. Tell us more about that. We want to know.
So producing, I realize, is really difficult. Let me just say that firstly. I mean, anything that you do is not going to be easy, and it comes with challenges. And some days I will be like, God, why are you putting this feeling inside of me to do this? Why? Yeah. But also I realize that sometimes in my perspective, I'm doing it. I think God allows me to do it because it keeps me closer to Him. I pray way more. I'm like, God, listen, we need to speak. So with producing, I tried producing and acting in a short film, and that was really difficult. So producing is something on its own that I'm still working on. Then I've been producing a Walk with Mal on my own, which is a TV show, and it felt kind of easier. But I mean, with a film, it was quite difficult because you're basically involved in everything. So producing my own, like you say, we have to create our own things. You can't wait for a role to come your way. So that was the point with producing films, is to create roles and work on my craft. Because yes, I'm working, I'm doing the exams, but there's certain things that you learn on set that you can only learn on set, So that is the vision. With the producing isn't difficult. It's something that I'll probably keep on working on. But yeah, producing isn't an easy thing to do for me. For others, it might be easy. But I think it's something that you have to learn on its own for me now before going into the next thing. But I'm still trying to balance all. Jackie's like shooting here at the back. She's going, pew, pew, pew. She shot us all dead.
Listen, Jackie heard Flying Squad, and she's just like, yes, that's my...
She's actually flying. You know what, Leah, you... Also, can I just say that, Leah, you've been a really great inspiration to me. Like, even meeting you on set, and I'm not just saying this, that we always speak about it. It was like the timing of you being here was good for me, just in my journey, because we were on also special level mentally, on a lot of things. And I mean, seeing your work and your work ethic and your morals and values, I could relate, and I felt okay being me, So also just shout out to you for being part of my journey and being such a great inspiration as well.
Come on.
Oh, man.
Shout out to the one and only
Thank you so
Leandra.
much. Thank you. Honestly, and this is what I talk about. You don't need to have friends. I don't have a lot of friends, to start off with. Just disclaimer out there. I probably have like four main friends that I can say this is my friend. But with you, it's that thing of you click. It's a kindred spirit, and I, like you were saying, the timing of it was so perfect. I came out of a bad job, and we discussed these things, and we were talking about how it takes a toll on you mentally, and are you doing what you are passionate about? And even like with Jawahir, when we were sitting on set, I just drew so much energy, so much strength from ladies that are that come from a similar background as me, ladies that even our differences made us, come together like this. And I'm just so grateful for that, man. But I also want to just get into this thing about balancing all of that, because you can overwork yourself trying to reach that goal, and then you can lose yourself in the process. And I see that a lot with our peers, I see that a lot with some people who work so hard, and they are not to be blamed for it. All of us wants to succeed in life, in whatever we're doing. Maybe it's not even in the performing arts, in your personal business, in your career, as whatever you are doing. But if you take on too much, you start to lose yourself in all these little things, these titles. And that's why I'm so careful to play around with titles. There's I know that I can do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. But I'll stick to the ABCs. And I think that's so important. And it's not only a matter of expressing humility, like I know that I'm good at 1, 2, 3 and the other, but what is the importance of remaining grounded and not losing yourself in the titles or losing yourself in the pursuit of these greater things?
Shoo! Kiki, ik drop my mic for you, my baby. Kiki, so titles is something that I probably don't even use, to be honest with you. I remember I started acting 2012 already, and I didn't say anything. I didn't say that it's only now that I say that I'm an actor. Like I want to see myself doing something before I can say it. And I want to feel like I'm okay at it before I can say it. The same with producing. I don't even call myself that. I just say I started producing, but I mean, I'm definitely not that yet. So once you do the work, when you don't get things easy, you realize that, title in it's important to get understanding, invest in whatever you are doing before. But it's makkelijk vandaag en vandaag with social media. It's easy to say things and be like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. But how long did it take for you to? For me, I mean, everything I did wasn't easy. I mean, and that's okay. I'm okay with that, And because of that, I need to stay grounded. Because I know where I come from. I know that I come from a background where I used to walk. Me and Jeff, we never had a car. We had to walk. Didn't even have money for a taxi. I remember. So those kind of things keep me grounded. If I look at where I come from and how God definitely, without any doubt, saved me from myself, And then also, I think it's important. I think you mentioned about the balancing of it all. I also had to remind myself that resting is okay. Not doing anything is okay. Not posting everything. Like I don't post everything that I'm doing. People don't need to know everything. It's only my work thing. Not posting is okay. I don't compare myself to anyone else because it's my journey. I'll get inspired by others, but I mean, not resting is okay. I think I needed to do that. Also taking a break from certain things, even with a walk with Mal. It became a lot. I can't do everything. I can't be everywhere, We are self-funded. I find my own career. So it's okay to just take a breather now and again and then and just find yourself and then take it on again. Because if my cup is always empty, what am I going to give from,
Wow, that's good.
So good. Any questions from you guys? Any comments that you have?
Well, I think... Yeah, I'll jump straight into it. I think I like this whole topic about title also because so many times we find ourselves whereby we put ourselves forward as this person, but yet we have no knowledge about it or that we are aspiring or we are striving towards it. So now you set an expectation out there to say, hey, this, that, and the other. But when you get hired, when you go for the audition, when you're there, you don't actually meet that expectation of the title. So I think it's very important that you actually equip yourself, like we've been saying in the show. Prepare. What are you doing while you're waiting? Prepare. Get yourself together. Get more knowledge, wisdom on whatever it is that you're aspiring to be. And, if you should, remain under the radar. Don't put those titles up there, And I think ultimately when the preparation meets the opportunity, then you will, that's basically the equation to success. And also I like what you said, Mal, regarding not having anything. When your cup is empty, you don't have anything to pour out onto others. So it is important that you remain filled, whether it's spiritually, whether it be with your craft, learning new things about your craft and what you do, but it is your aim to remain filled to the point where it even overflows and drips onto other people, and you'll be able to continuously pour out onto others. So big shout out to you, man. I think what you're spitting here is some true wisdom, and loving it.
So just on that point, when you speak about filling your cup, it is such a beautiful analogy to make and something that we all need to be cognizant of. But it also depends what you fill your cup with, because a lot of the time people's cups are full, and especially in an industry like this, a competitive industry, and not just in the industry. We look at social media, and we see it, and you mentioned social media and the pressures of social media, especially as an artist. I'm sure you've also heard from your agent, like, hey, you need to up your social media game because the directors, the producers, channel, they're watching, what I'm saying? So that pressure to constantly keep up a facade, but what are you filling your cup with? Are you filling your cup with competition and unhealthy competition, because competition is good. It's good to be, you mentioned it, you a competitor, and even myself, I'm a competitor, I'm competitive, but it's healthy competition. Are you keeping your cup full, like Aldrin mentioned, whether that, and a lot of the times people neglect the spiritual side of,
Yes.
of keeping their cups full.
That's right.
But I feel like it manifests in ugly ways. The competition, the jealousy, the envy, the I want better than you, and the pretense, and so it's important to watch what you are filling your cup with.
That's good.
Because in the long run, it starts manifesting. It might not manifest now, but it's so important to manifest in you. We speak about circles and knowing who your friendship circle is, and knowing who you can confide in. For you, how is, especially in an industry like this, I oftentimes find a lot of pretense. A lot of the times, and I'm just going to say it like it is, because that's what the show is all about. We're real on the show. I feel like there's a lot of pretense. It's a matter of I scratch your back, you scratch my back.
Yeah.
And we run the risk of developing fake friendships, right? And we think that we can confide in this person. Maybe Aldrin and I are in the same industry or whatever, and I am just friends with Aldrin for what Aldrin can do for me and for Aldrin's connections. How important is it to identify who your real friends are and who are the people that you can truly confide in?
Sjoe, Leah, kyk hier julle. Ek sien 'n ding. Ek sien 'n ding kom.
Kom met dit.
Kyk hier kom 'n ding. Julle moet julle plek ken, die mense wat kyk met hulle plek ken. Kyk hier, luister hoe hier. So that topic on its own is a show on its own, because like I had my fair share, I think in the dance industry, I had some experiences with friends that, because I'm the kind of friend who's gonna have your back foot later. Kykie, ek is daar vir jou, ek support vir jou. Especially this whole female thing of females not being able to, ek is die nie, because I'm the opposite. I want my female friends and everyone to thrive.
Definitely.
Ek is minder. So I'm that kind of person, and I had friendships that, I mean, I would fight for that just was never good for me. But I would force the friendship and try and be friends with those kind of people, thinking, because sometimes you work on a job and then you're like, yo, we click, you know? And die persoon sê die regte goed, maar hulle aksies is nie daai nie, you know? And that's when I've learned about opportunists, people that's just there for, because I had experiences where I would do things with certain friends and allow them to use me, because I'm also a giver. And sometimes I would think that I'm doing the right thing, you know, because I mean, God, you know, and then it's not, it's not the right thing, you know, it's not the right thing. And I learned the hard way. I lost a lot of money and a lot of things, you know, where I had to see, and through that experience, I've learned that everyone's not your friend. And now because of that, I can see, take it as opportunists, and I'll treat you as a colleague. Most of the people are my colleagues. And if anything else, like for us, Leah, we stayed friends after Arendsvlei. That to me is a friendship. If we stay friends after anything else, that to me is a friend. And if you can, and if you also connect with me in a way that other people don't, I can feel it now because of the bad experiences. So it's easy for me to see when someone is an opportunist. I can just listening to them and listening to what they say and just being quiet, basically, and knowing who you are and what you want for yourself. You know who you need to surround yourself with. And that stuff I listen to all the time. I don't know if you guys know Dr. Miles Monroe.
Oh,
But
definitely.
he's my bestie, rest in peace. But I listen to him. I educate myself on those things a lot, you know. And yeah, so I can see you from a mile away. I sometimes still fail because I mean, I'm human. I still sometimes I think that, this can be a quiet bra, but can't you in real life? No. I don't really have a lot of friends, to be honest with you. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not having a lot of friends.
That's good.
Awesome. So we almost at the end. I cannot believe it.
So quick.
I cannot. This conversation, and it always flows like that with you. It always just flows like that. It's just so easy. But in closing, I want you to speak to somebody out there who, and it's not just necessarily because obviously not everybody watching the show is going after acting or dancing or anything in the performing arts, but to somebody out there, encouragement, especially. And I think speaking, because you know the community, you see the community, you've worked with community, you know what I'm saying? And especially like in the brown community, there's always this feeling of rejection from the rest of the community, and it feels as if you have to work extra hard to get to a certain place, especially in this industry, and it's an overpopulated industry with all kinds of people. And I feel like there's a market for white people, there's a market for black people, but it's like we're still trying to find our feet as brown people. What would your advice be, especially somebody who comes from a brown community? We come from brown communities. We know what it is to fight, having gone into mainstream industries, and what it is to stay consistent and not to lose your self-identity first and foremost as a brown person of South Africa, to be proud of that, but also as a means of finding your way, navigating the industry. What would your advice be to a brown child watching this? Because a lot of the times we make excuses like, yeah, but it's the color of my skin, which is not going to get you anywhere. And to be quite frank with you, I'm tired of that excuse by now. But for you, just some advice on what you think we should advise to a brown child watching.
So what I would say, and I mean, like I said earlier, I feel like we're all gifted. Let me just start with that. We're all gifted with something. We're alive because we have a purpose, and we all have something that we're going to be really good at naturally. At the same time, you need to work on that thing that you're really good at. So I remember listening to a guy that was teaching, because actually I wasn't in the class, but I listened to it on a video at university of a guy, a lecturer. He was saying that if you're good at riding horse, if you're good at painting, if you're good at building something, if you're good at being a mechanic, no matter what you're good at, keep on doing that. Practice that thing that you're good at. It doesn't have to be acting. It doesn't have to be presenting or whatever. There's so many options for us nowadays, I think it's way easier. But no matter where you come from, work on that craft. I also believe that God will send you the right people to get you to your next level, but you need to put in the work. I mean, I could have easily made the excuse and say that, I went through certain challenges, so, the world doesn't owe you anything. I didn't have the support of family paying for my studies. I had to work with the help of Jeff and pay for my own studies because I chose to do what I'm doing. So it's my responsibility. Take responsibility for the thing that you like and start investing in yourself. Don't give up. Don't allow other people to tell you can't, because it's hoeka dated wanneer jy dit moet doen, verstaan jy? Because that's how I started. People told me I can't do something. I was like, what? No, gaan ek jou wys my baby. That motivated me, which was silly at the time because I was young, but that motivated me. I was like, now I'm going to show you. So take responsibility for the thing that you really like, no matter what it is, no matter if people think it's stupid. Take responsibility, invest in yourself, and keep on doing it until people will start paying you to do it.
Come on, I like that.
And also, it's not about the color of your skin. Create your own. We are living in a time where you can create your own. I mean, look at you guys creating your own platform, and the right people will find its way to you. Hoor wat ek vandag vir julle sê, and keep on praying. That's if you're spiritual. I think praying is only for men to say, but because I'm not like queen spiritual. But I mean, I believe that you need to have some form of spirituality when it comes to your gift.
Definitely. I'm just telling you, we are in for a sermon here this morning. Pastor Melissa de Vries-Joseph. Hello. Apostle, hey? That's the new name. Apostoless. Is that a thing? But it's Women's Month, and we want to celebrate strong women like yourself. And that's the reason why also I decided, it would be good to have you on. Also because you only gave me this available date. I just want to say that. But also it fell in just exactly where it needed to be, because we're celebrating strong women. We're celebrating motivated women like yourself. And so I want to speak about, I saw that you're busy. It happened already, but it was the Red Bull Dance Your Style. Tell us about those things, like the brands that you're working with, and how is that? Also, because when you work with brands, we know when it comes to when we audition for commercials, for instance, it's so difficult because you're almost tied to that brand for a specific amount of time. You cannot do anything else for any other brand. So even if, for instance, you and I wanted to be social media influencers, we are bound by contracts to certain brands. So what is it like, my question to you, working with brands, and how different it is? Do you have to conduct yourself in a certain way, and how do you navigate that?
Good question. You know what I love? Firstly, it's so funny. And it's probably going to be like, you shouldn't drink it, but I really like Red Bull. Besides that, they booked me for the job. I like the taste. Let me just say that. And then when it comes to hosting the event, you know what's cool? They booked me for being me. So it's not like, unless it's a commercial, obviously it's different. But obviously, with each event, there's different rules. And obviously, it's important to listen to what they want you to achieve. So I'm not, I don't belong to them, but I work for them. So I work for different events because of the dancing, because I do presenting, the kind of combined, which I'm grateful for, you know. But you kind of just go with what they want on the day and expect from you, and make sure that it's a vibe. Make sure that the event is a vibe. But the most important thing is, come on, I'm going to use that. Make sure that the vibe, but it's important to be yourself. So I am myself, and I'm grateful to God for giving me work to be myself. I think that's so much easier when you get to be yourself and just have a good time. So with Red Bull Dancing Style, it's been incredible this past weekend. We were going out there, we had a mini tour, we went to Googs, we went to Mitchell's Plain, you know, and we had a team of dancers teaching different styles, exchanging. And it was so cool to see everyone at the event, you know, Pansula, Amapiano, Poppers, Krampus, they all were exchanging. Everyone was so honored to dance, you know, to be honest with you. But the cool thing about Red Bull is they're bringing everyone together, you know. They brought everyone together with different styles, and we got to connect and have an amazing time at the event.
That's beautiful, man. So we are in our last 5 minutes, so we have to wrap up real quick. But I just want to ask you a question. What would you like seeing change in the industry, especially in South Africa?
Industry meaning...
just like the performing industry in general. So even like, okay, let's say entertainment industry as a whole. What would you like see changed in South Africa specifically?
I would love to see fellow artists supporting each other more. Like if you guys have a show, me not being afraid to promote your show, but that can also be anything, you know. So I think it's important for fellow artists. I think that would be cool to see more of that. To see the government see us. I know that they're busy with that at the moment, but through COVID, we've been through the most, and I feel like the government doesn't respect us or see us. So I would love for that to change, for the government to see this as a job. It's a job. You know, just because we're having fun doesn't mean that it's not a job. So I would love to see that change.
Wow.
Cool. Also, we'd love to see more diversity and not the recycling of actors. I just want to put it out there. Probably going to get in trouble for that. But there is enough. There's a pool of actors out there that is really talented and that is good. And there's new up-and-coming actors that I feel like needs to also get opportunities to be seen. And I'm talking about young. We don't want to end up being like government, where all these old people are running the show with a younger generation, a younger world. You know what I'm saying? So that's from my side.
What's the point of us also giving hope to others to do this, and then they don't get to do it?
Exactly.
So I'm in agreement with you that we need diversity for sure on all levels.
Okay, cool. So we're going to have closing remarks from the gentleman and then closing remarks from you, and we'll call it a show. An awesome show, firstly. Thank you so much for being on the show, Mel. Thank you for agreeing and for just sharing your wisdom with us and your insights. Ms. Miller, we'll start with you.
Awesome. Well, man, what a show. Melissa, thank you so much for being a part of what we're doing here on the Wednesday warm-up. You came through. Not only are you an actor, producer, but you also a preacher.
Come on.
You know, and thank you for sharing that word and wisdom with us here today on the show. It was awesome. To everyone that has joined us around the world, thank you for staying and being a part of this family that we have here on the Wednesday warm-up. And we're looking forward to having you next week again. Please do like, subscribe, and make sure to hit that notification bell and share with a friend. You know, you never know what might the topic be next week, and you can join us in the comments as well. And we're definitely looking forward to that. We love you guys. Thank you.
Jezzo.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for being on the show here today. I was very quiet, eh?
You were.
Yeah, but I
I
was
feel
just
like this
taking
is your
in.
thing now. You
Yeah.
here for the comments.
No, but you know what? When I see you and Melissa, I feel like you can have like an Instagram live type of a thing, a motivational something. Because
Come
that's
on
why I
now.
was just sitting quiet the whole time, because I was
Hey.
taking in and
Thinking
learning
of-
quite
you
a
were,
lot.
You were even coming up with fresh ideas for us. Thank
You
you.
know.
Thank the Lord for using
No,
you.
but now I myself learned something from the show itself. And what you taught me is to just be comfortable with who you are, when no matter where you go. Because I find a lot when you in different areas, like
Settings.
I'm football, you different settings.
Yeah.
But when you go into something else, you tend to change with the crowd because you want to fit in and seem like you're part of something.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're just yourself,
It opens doors
it
for
opens
you.
doors and it makes things easier. Instead of now you have to make this fake person and try and fit in the whole time.
And imagine
it's
the
just not
pressure
you.
of maintaining this. I mean, we know what it is to maintain a character. Like, if you started with a character that twitches, you have to continue with that character for the whole series. And I feel like that's how people are.
Yeah.
They create this character, and then you have to maintain this false character. It's so much, it's hard work. Leave that for the actors, I would say.
Yeah, no, definitely. Eh? But thank you so much for being on the show today. I wish nothing but the best for you going forward with your studies, with your career. And as you move forward, bigger doors and eventually ceilings will open.
Come on.
Amen. What a blessing.
Ghost?
Jay, would you like to say anything?
I couldn't really hear everything that Mel was saying because I didn't have headphones on,
Oh,
but I
sorry.
really enjoyed all the questions that were asked. There was powerful questions. I got so much out of the questions. And
Hey, sorry, Jay.
but big blessings, Mel. Headed to the top. Let's get it.
Mel, closing remarks from you?
Incredible show. I've actually been watching the other show that you guys did because I've saved it for myself to watch now that I have an off day. So well done on what you guys are doing. Thank you for the platform. It's been an honor just to share and have this conversation with you guys. Thank you very, very much. Wishing you guys the best. You know, I'll just chat to Oprah. I'm busy with her on WhatsApp. Just, come through with a response and stuff.
Thank you,
Come
Mel.
on.
But I mean,
Thank you.
thank you so, so much, guys.
Awesome. Well, you chat to Oprah, I'll chat to Tyler Perry, and hey, we will make something happen. You know what I'm saying?
Something together. I mean, they've been begging us, so yeah. Thank
They
you.
have. They have been begging us, and I feel like
Love
we
it.
should. Jesse said ceilings will open, so I think it's about time. Let us fly, Mel. Let us fly, not offset, but let us fly to higher heights. Come on.
Yeah, man.
And Jackie out there, thank you so much, Jackie, for your,
For your input.
for featuring on the show. We really appreciate you. Mel, all of the best to you and your family, man, including Jackie as well. And the best for your career. You've got such a pure soul, and you truly are a hard worker. I can attest to that. You put in the work. You don't just sit back and wait for things to come to you. So I just pray God's favor upon you, blessings upon you, and may you just keep doing big things, man. To everybody who watched this morning, this afternoon, or this evening, thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate you tuning in and supporting us. Please go follow Mel. It is, I'm going to give you an Instagram handle. Mel, is that okay? It's good. Okay, so it is at Mel, M-E-L, Rock, R-O-C-K, Lizzo, L-I-Z-Z-O. Mel Rock Lizzo. That is her Instagram handle. So please do follow Mel, support Mel, check what she is doing. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. To the guys out here, thank you for joining me. And it was an absolute pleasure being here on a Wednesday. From me, Lee, the guys, the homies, and Mel. Have a fantastic week further. Until next week, bye!
been